In this video, I'd like to talk more about data and how we get data from the server to the client. On the left in the shell, I'm going to log into the Mongo instance that Meteor created for me for this application. To do that, I can type Meteor Mongo. I'll type show collections, and you can see the to-dos collection on the server. If I do a find query on the to-dos collection, you can see the two to-dos that we've created. Now over on the right, in the JavaScript console, you can see I have done a find query on the to-dos collection in the browser itself, and you can see our two documents here. The question is, how did we get this data from the server to the client? So far, we've been getting something for free. Meteor automatically publishes out the entire Mongo database to our client. So to start off this video, let's turn that off and manually publish the data using a publish and subscribe mechanism that Meteor provides. The auto-publish functionality is provided by the auto-publish package, so we can get rid of it by saying Meteor remove auto-publish. As soon as we do that, you can see our application restarts automatically, and now we have no data on the client. Let's open up our editor, and I'll jump into the JavaScript file, and we'll create our first Meteor publication. To do that, inside of the server if statement, I'll type meteor.publish, and I'll call this function with the first parameter being the name of the publish function. So I'll just call it to-dos. You can name these publish functions anything you'd like. The second parameter will be a function. And this function will get called anytime a client or a browser subscribes to this subscription. What I'll do for now is I'll return the result of calling todos.find. This does a magical thing. It returns a cursor, which is what happens when we call the find method on a collection. And that cursor, simply by returning it inside of the publish function, will automatically send out all of the records in the to-dos collection to any connected clients. So let's connect now to this publish function or subscribe to it. And the way to do that is up in the client block, we'll call meteor.subscribe. And for the name of the subscription, we'll say to-dos. Okay, over on the right, you can see we get our data back. And if I click on the network tab and then filter for WebSockets, you can click on the WebSocket and take a look at the data that's getting sent over the wire. So as soon as the client subscribes to the to-dos publication by calling Meteor subscribe, the server starts sending down DDP messages with the data that we need. So in the JavaScript console, you can see two added messages which contain the two to-dos that we've created. And I can assign the result of this subscribe call to a variable. I'm just going to call it to-dos sub, and I'll make it global so that we can play with it in the JavaScript console. And one of the things you can do with the subscription handle that's passed back is you can stop the subscription. Let's take a look at it. You can see in the JavaScript console that there's a stop method and also a ready method. You can use the ready method to decide whether or not all of the initial data has been sent down to the browser. In this case, what I'm going to do is just call the stop method so we can see what happens when we unsubscribe. Notice our user interface is updated right away, and if I refresh the WebSockets tab, you can see that both the to-dos have been removed. When we stop a subscription in the client, the server automatically sends down removed messages for each of the documents in the affected collection. In this case, both our to-dos are removed, and you can see the DDP messages being sent here. Then the user interface automatically responds and removes the items from the list. In this video, we removed the auto-publish package so that we could manually publish our to-dos. We looked at how to create a publish function on the server, and on the client, subscribe to that publish function. In the browser, we looked at how DDP messages get sent down the wire to add, remove, or change documents from a publish function, and how the user interface responds automatically to those changes. But what about security and user accounts? Right now, we're just returning all of the to-dos in the collection. But what if we wanted to only return items or send items that belong to a particular user. In the next video, we'll look at how to add user accounts to a Meteor application and how to secure our applications.